Hello folks, welcome back to Sports Star. This is Lalit and I'm joined by Maitreyi today. It's hardly been 5 days since the second World Test Championship final ended at the Oval. Australia won its maiden title, beating India by a convincing margin in the final. And here we are gearing up for another edition of the tournament. And it starts with another momentous clash between Australia and England in England this time.
The oldest rivals of the world have a history of over 141 years, and in this 141 years, the Australian side has a total of 34 series wins,
Right.
and the England 32, with just 6 draw series in their skirmishes. The inaugural match of 1882-83 saw England record a 2-1 win against the home team in the 3-match series. For a series this legendary, there are certain instances that definitely stand out. I think one of my favorite would be the 1981 Ashes. It is arguably one of the greatest Ashes series of all time. And it witnessed an incredible turnaround in the third test. England was facing a dominant Australian side and there was already a 0-1 deficit. And England seemed destined for defeat, but Ian Botham's remarkable innings of 149 and Bob Willis's impressive bowling performances led the host country to a victory, and England won the match by 18 runs, leveling the series and leaving a wonderful legacy. Other than that, I think the 2005 Ashes was also another one for the ages. Needing a win, England set the visitors a target of about 282, and Australia's tail, led by Shane Warne and Brett Lee, they somehow wagged and put the team within a 2-win victory. But regardless, Andrew Flintoff forced Michael Krasprowicz to an edge behind wicketkeeper Geraint Jones, and England made it 1-1. They went on to win a thrilling series win that year.
Yeah.
And what about you? I mean, I've told enough.
One that immediately crops up into my mind is the Ben Stokes Headingley heroics. That fantastic fourth innings 100 and with a crucial partnership with Jack Leach for the last wicket. I still remember actually the ICC prematurely deciding that Australia had retained the urn at a point in that partnership, but then obviously Stokes did what Stokes best can, and although Australia did manage to retain the Ashes that season, that'll definitely remain as one of the greatest knocks in Ashes history.
Yeah, but enough about the past. What about this year? What do you think that this year will be like for the Ashes, for both the teams?
Yeah, it's not just the Ashes. I think particularly this time it's a whole lot more than that. The World Test Championship initially began with these two teams in 2019, and we know that what this format has brought to the for the longest format. And particularly this time, I don't feel like, at least on paper, it's a one-sided affair, like it has been over the last decade. Australia has won 4 out of 5 Ashes series that were played since 2010. But this time, England, they've redefined their game in the red ball format with Bazball, and that positive mindset. It'll be interesting how that takes. That psyche actually comes out into the field against the new world champions. And again, it's coming at a point where we're talking about the relevance of Test cricket and how the T20 format and other formats that are creeping up could take a major chunk of the international calendar moving forward. So I think it's up to these teams and India to properly show what Test cricket is, and I can't think of a better start for the third edition of the WTC final.
Yeah. So, regardless, whom do you think will play like the key role? Like few of the players, whom do you think they are?
Well, it's again interesting. Now Australia has had a very good preparation with that win over India. We've seen players stepping up, like David Warner hasn't had a very good record here, and especially against someone like Stuart Broad. But he was able to manage some runs there, and I think it'll be good news if it's actually true, if England is looking forward to prepare more batting friendly pitches for the Bazball quotient that they want. So I think that will actually help the Australian batters as well. Particularly Warner and Travis Head, who likes to employ a aggressive mindset when he bats, and there's no doubt about what Steve Smith and Marnus Labuschagne brings to the table. And Smith has also geared up well with a 100 in the final. Series is starting at Edgbaston, and he wouldn't forget what he did here in 2019, where he scored back-to-back hundreds. And I think these are the key players. I mean, for me, batting-wise, England brings themselves to the table as a unit now. It's not about one particular player. And when you look at the bowling, it's once again, that veteran duo of James Anderson and Stuart Broad, who's going to, keep probing the Australian batters. And even Ollie Robinson, I think, will be a big threat for Australia. And it will also be interesting how the Australian bowlers actually shape up. Pat Cummins is, an automatic threat always, but Mitchell Starc has been leaking runs, and when it comes to pitches where run scoring is going to be conducive for the batters, it will be interesting how Starc sort of brings back his best. And the third tussle, the third seaming option for Australia is one interesting thing that I'm looking forward to. It's between Josh Hazelwood and Scott Boland, who cannot do anything wrong at the moment. So I think these are a couple of few clashes that I'd like to, I'm interested to see this time.
Yeah, I think all in all, we're just really excited to see what the 73rd chapter of Ashes can do, and we're eagerly waiting to see what magic unfolds in the field and what players produce and bring to the table. And all in all, it's just a game of extraordinary skills and performances.
And I seriously hope that this series goes to the very last day, the last hour of the 5th test. And on that note, keep following Sportstar's content, subscribe our channels, and we'll be back with more interesting videos. Bye bye.